Alright friends, so Super STR is stacked, so let's see if you're able to guess my number 1 pick. Pause the video and let me know in the comments. Now, let's get started. So, hello there, my name is WafflesTheAsianYenbear and I'm doing a top 10 video for every single type in Dokkan for the end of 2020. So far we covered Tech, Int, and Fizz, which you can check in the playlist down below. And for these, I look at all the LRs and Dokkan Fest exclusives, but to save my brain, I limit the other units to only those who were released or got some sort of awakening in 2020. And I consider a variety of factors when making these top 10s, from overall utility, their stats, their effectiveness at their design role, and how well they function in endgame content like Super Battle Road, the Legendary Goku event, and Infinite Dragon Ball history. I've also considered how much their weaknesses limit them and their accessibility to players. And these are what I consider to be the best of the best, so all the units here either hit hard or they offer so much more utility that their attack doesn't matter. So since almost all of them have good damage, you're going to notice that I put more weight on units that can offer more than just damage, rather than just who has the higher attack. And as always, you're welcome to disagree with me in the comments down below, but you know, just keep it civil. So number 10 is actually number 8, Android 8 to be exact, or Hotchan as he's named on JP. While he's limited on the categories he's on, and he does need to have a Goku's Family unit on the team, he's able to have one on every category he's on, even androids if you're using Android 17, although that is the least ideal place for him. However, on Exploding Rage, he also gets the benefit of fulfilling LR AGL Gohan's transformation condition. Dragon Ball Saga already has you running Int Kid Goku, so that's fine there, and as long as you have that Goku's Family unit, he's starting off with okay defense. Then he's gonna get hit once, and that's going to give him guard against all attacks for 3 turns, and his attack is going to skyrocket with a 450% boost. On top of that, each time he gets hit, he builds up more and more damage reduction until he hits his cap of 40%. So in short form content, as long as the first attack isn't a super, you're gonna be fine and he'll start tanking for you. You should be able to build up his damage reduction quickly and you'll already have that guard going. Plus, he also debuffs and stuns in his super, so Super Battle Road better watch out. For long form content, he's definitely going to have that max damage reduction with his guard, and that should let him tank quite a few hits. His links are not the best since they're a mix of OG Dragon Ball and androids, but when paired with Int Kid Goku, he's still giving 3 key and 27% attack, which is okay. He's got his limitations, but he definitely deserves a spot on this list. Number 9 is LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, which is kind of going back to my intro point. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is an amazing unit and he hits really hard, harder than some of the next units on this list, but he doesn't offer much outside of that. He's got a good leader skill, a small chance to dodge and counter supers, and decent defense, but there's really not much else to say about him other than he's good and he's a strong monkey boy. He got a nice boost recently with Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and all the new Super Saiyan 4 units coming out, which I will be updating my tier list with once we get a showcase for them. But moving on to number 8. Number 8 and number 7 were tied for me, and even now it is very close, but I think number 8 should go to Bardock and Guinea. First, they're a general pool SSR, so they're pretty accessible to all players. Second, while they need a Goku on the team, they have access to one in all of their teams, although Joined Forces needs to either use a Desperate Struggle Goku from LR Blue Boy's lead, or a Super AGL one from Kale and Khalifa lead. But they're usually going to be able to have one pretty easily, which means you'll be starting with 200% attack and defense. That's around 3.5 million attack with level 10 links. Then, if you happen to be facing either a Frieza or a movie boss's enemy, that's up to 300%, which breaks 4 million. If your enemy is both, although that's pretty specific, you're gonna have 400% attack. And when the unit is Frieza, that's a guaranteed crit too. So yeah, he's got the big boy damage while being super accessible, but what keeps him on this list is the fact that he also has a really good support active skill. 22% may not seem like a lot, but being able to do that for 2 turns will really help other units shine. Bardock and Guinea are a very good unit. Number 7 makes it a little bit higher because Toppo's support is constant and he gets to add even more support with his super attack if he's in slot 1. If you're under 70% HP, which is really not a bad requirement, he's also going to get some damage reduction, which will make being in slot 1 a little bit easier on him. Toppo is also a general pool SSR who's on the gift card exchange list for thank you celebrations, so he's also very easy for players to get. So I also had a similar situation with number 5 and 6. Both are very good units that provide a seemingly equal amount of utility. Both have great teams, good links, so the tiebreaker here is how fast they can build up, and LR Gogeta loses on that front. You need essentially 6 turns of LR Gogeta super attacking in blue form, so that's 11 turns, since 5 of them would be with him off the rotation, and then you also need 3 turns of him being in base, so he takes 14 turns to fully build up, if you don't get hidden potential additional super attacks. Now Gogeta is incredible, he's a good unit long before he's maxed out. He double supers, he has attacks effective against all types, and he has a 50% dodge chance in the 3rd slot for Super Battle Road, which is not necessarily reliable, but it's still pretty good. But number 5, LR UI Goku is going to build up a lot faster in endgame content. His dodge is fantastic for Super Battle Road. It is a little bit chance based as all dodging is, but as long as he dodges a couple of the first attacks, he's gonna have decent defense and be able to tank some supers if he happens to fail to dodge those. For the Legendary Goku event, where his dodge will be disabled in the final rounds, he's going to have had enough time to build up and should be tanky enough with items to survive just fine. But UI Goku and LR Gogeta are really close for me. But these next 4 are ones that I'm sure about. Number 4 is Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Goku. He's a Dragon Ball Heroes unit, so he does only come around once a year, although he was on the guaranteed featured banner, so he is quite fantastic. But on his own, without any Dragon Ball Heroes units, he's got 200% attack, 100% dodge, guard against all attacks, and a 50% stun chance in his super. Then on top of all of that, if you do have other Dragon Ball Heroes units, which if you're running them with the other good Super Saiyan 3s, you probably have at least 1 or 2 of them on there. He's gonna get 7% damage reduction per Dragon Ball Heroes ally. Now, unlike other Dragon Ball Heroes units, his link set is actually pretty good. It's mostly a standard Super Saiyan 3 link set, so he's gonna link pretty well with most Super Saiyan 3 units. If you want to run him on the full Dragon Ball Heroes team, he just needs one of the many Super Saiyan 3 allies to pair with. And since his name uses Xeno, you could even pair him with another Super Saiyan 3 Goku on his other teams like Goku's family. His stun chance and guard make him very helpful for Super Battle Road, especially Super Saiyan 3 Super Battle Road, where that team tends to suffer from pretty frail units. His guard and damage reduction really helps for long form content, but you'll really need to have that close to maxed out to tank well. Otherwise, he'll need you to use items. But he makes it above all the others for me because he not only has good damage, he tanks well, he has a great stun chance for his team that honestly really needed the help. He's just a really well-rounded and good unit. Number 3 is Whis, with an honorable mention for our number 11 slot, LR Beerus and Whis. Whis is an incredible toolbox unit. He takes some concepts from LR UI Goku and he adds even more versatility to it. To start with, Whis has a 70% chance to dodge and he gets 100% more defense during the turn since it's calculated separately with every dodge he does. So as long as he dodges the first attack, he's going to be tanky in case he misses the next. On top of that, he debuffs attack and defense and seals super attacks, which all together make him a literal god in Super Battle Road. And even then, he also supports his rotation with 50% attack if he's paired with a Beerus. Before Whis and Vados became supports, the Beerus unit's main issue were their links. But Whis not only fixes that issue, but he absolutely enables Beerus units to go ham. So you've got a unit that not only can take care of himself with his dodging, he can help out his team with his sealing and debuffing, but you also just need to put him next to a Beerus and you'll see them hitting the big boy numbers. He's able to fill so many roles and that's what keeps him so high on my list. But going to number 2, we have STR Kale. STR Kale is ridiculously good, to the point where I saw a thread comparing her to tech transforming Gohan with actually good points. Now I do still think that Gohan is better, but that just goes to show how good Kale is, as long as you pair her with a Caulifla. If she's paired with a Caulifla, she's going to get guaranteed guard against all attacks, which is already pretty nice. Then she's going to stack her attack and defense with anywhere from 1 to 4 supers depending on the enemy. She gets her base super, then she gets another one if there's a Universe Survival Saga or a Pure Saiyan enemy, which is a good portion of this game. If there's both types of enemies, she's going to get another one after that. Then she has the chance to do a Force from her hidden potential, which all means that she's going to stack super fast. She's going to be incredibly tanky. Even if you aren't facing a USS or Pure Saiyan enemy, she's still going to stack and guard. It's just going to be a little bit slower. She's a general pool unit who's been around for quite a while, so she's quite accessible and she can work in all endgame content. And while she's good defensively, it's not like she's slacking on the offense either. Even if she was, those extra supers still add up to a lot of damage. But finally, we get to the best Super STR unit in the game, at least for now. LR STR Goku and Vegeta. Let me know if you guessed that one right. These guys have the good damage in their base form and in their Super Vegito form. They get 30% damage reduction to help them take some hits, they've got a small chance to launch an additional super in their base form, and then when you do decide to transform them, which you can do pretty early, you're gonna get a 50% heal, the ability to see when you'll be super attacked for 10 turns on all of your rotations, including ones without Super Vegito. Then you also get to counter normal attacks with an innate chance to crit on all of your attacks, and an extra 5 ki for good measure. Not only is this unit doing ridiculously good damage, it's tanking hits and countering, it's giving you information so you know where to place your units, this character's got great categories, great links, a good leader skill, this unit does so much, and that's why I think he takes the #1 slot. But what about you? What are your placements? Let me know. And make sure to tune in on Sunday where I tier all 2020 Super STR units. And if you like this video, check out my other top 10s in the playlist on the screen and make sure to subscribe so I can make donuts out of your feelings. Have a good day, a good week, a good life, and happy summons. Goodbye.